Christina Clark, and I wanted to talk to you about a professional practice model in nursing. So, I've been working for Bon Secours for over 8 years now, and I wanted to specifically focus on St. Mary's Hospital, which is located in Richmond, Virginia. Bon Secours Health System is a non for profit facility, and it has over 19 acute care hospitals, one psych hospital, 5 nursing care facilities, 4 assisted living facilities, and 14 home care and hospice programs. This hospital, St. Mary's, has 412 staffed beds. It is accredited by the Joint Commission for having specialties in being a primary stroke center, joint replacement, heart attack, and heart failure. This facility has been in Style magazines and voted best place in Richmond to have a baby. While working here, the mission and the values have been sort of drilled into us by being an employee there for so long. Their mission, according to their website, is to extend the compassionate ministry of Jesus by improving the health and well-being of our communities and bring good help to those in need, especially people who are poor, dying, and underserved. Their values are human dignity, integrity, compassion, stewardship, and service. Their philosophy of nursing, or their PPM, focuses on Gene Watson's theory of caring. This model is very important in terms of this facility because most of their values kind of hone in on Gene Watson's theory. Dr. Watson's 10 Caritas processes gives voice to the unique contribution to the nurse to the healthcare team in our organization and community. Bon Secours believes that in practicing these 10 Caritas every day, that the nurse will develop a more holistic care for their patients. So they want the nurse to practice loving kindness, instilling faith and hope, nurturing the individual's spiritual beliefs and practices, developing helping and trusting relationships, promoting and accepting the expression of negative and positive feelings, use creative problem-solving methods for decision-making, perform teaching and learning that addresses the individual needs and learning styles, create a healing environment for the physical and spiritual self which respects human dignity, assist with physical, emotional, and spiritual human needs, allow room for miracles to take place. Bon Secours strives themselves in believing in this holistic care, in providing that care to all patients. They also want to ensure that their nurses instill Gene Watson's theory of caring in part of their practice. So Bon Secours also offers a unit governance. So they offer what's called a unit-based council that supports the department to have a government to create and foster developmental growth as a unit and to address concerns internally following the chain of command. I can speak personally on this because I actually was part of the unit-based council for the pharmacy department. However, they also have them for nursing departments too. So every nursing department, like right now I work in the ED, there is a unit-based council and they meet monthly, sometimes twice a month, to cover topics and concerns that are coming up within the unit. It can be either safety concerns, it can be patient concerns, it can be anything structurally that they feel needs to change within the department. And by having this unit council, it gives nurses a voice and it allows them to internally fix things or come up with solutions that can better serve the patients with a more positive outcome. For their development of nurses, they offer the nurse residency program, like I said before, for new graduates, which is a 12-month program focusing on developing Gene Watson's theory of caring. They also offer a perioperative program for nurses too that are interested in coming on board for surgery in that department. Let's see. So, according to their website, their philosophy of nursing, the central tenet of Bon Secours Health System's professional practice model is rooted in Gene Watson's theory of philosophy, ethic, professional practice of human caring science, Caritas, which denotes a deeper connection with others that honors the sacredness of our humanity and brings meaning into the practice of loving kindness to all relationships. I know I just spoke about that, but I wanted to hone in on that. So, with their facility, They are a 3.8 billion non-for-profit facility, like I said before, mostly Maryland based. However, they offer their facilities over 7 states, mostly East Coast. They are now going to be merging with another facility called Mercy Health, but all those details are still kind of out there. They haven't really announced much about the values and how it'll change in terms of the mission and things like that. But as for now, that looks like to be mostly Bon Secours related. In terms of the question, so if I were to critique their professional practice model, does it clearly provide a framework for nursing practice? I believe it does. Being an employee there from over 8 years and having worked there in the emergency department with all their nurses and their administration, I think that it does develop a great framework for nursing practice. I think honing in on Gene Watson's theory of caring and compassion really does set the nurse up for providing holistic care in terms of giving that quality care to a patient, following those values, and their mission is definitely on point. Does it clearly provide a basis for delivering holistic patient care? So, like I just said, I think it does. I think that being part of Bon Secours for 8 years really helps shape the type of nurse that I'm going to be when I graduate here in May. But I also think that it really focuses on caring for an individual and not just caring about them as a person, but also caring about them in terms of their whole person, including their faith, including being there for them more than just a nurse. I think that it really kind of shows family, and the Bon Secours family is very tight and very close, and they really do care about their patients. Let's see. The next question is, does the PPM promote decision making and changes that involve the patient, family, and interdisciplinary healthcare team? I think it does. So, having worked there for so long, we are always keeping the patient's needs and their family part of the collaboration for their care. So, when it comes to consults, when it comes to patient education, I've always seen our nurses really make sure that the patient's family is on board and they can collaborate together to come up with a care plan, or in other words, like, a solution for whatever they're in there for. The other question was so specialties we went over already. Locations. So St. Mary's Hospital is actually located in Richmond, Virginia. It's centrally based. They have over 4 hospitals here in Richmond that are the most popular in terms of the facilities and the layout of the hospital. A lot of people here in Richmond actually, I would say, are a little more biased towards Bon Secours in that they do really enjoy it. The patient satisfaction surveys are always pretty high. There doesn't seem to be a lot of disgruntlement with Bon Secours as a whole. The only thing that I can think of is that in terms of the facility, I know they are Catholic based. So for some patients, I think that can be a little difficult for them to kind of go into it knowing that it's Catholic based and not, I guess, just like a corporate facility. So some patients that are, how do I put this, that may not have those religious beliefs or adhere to affiliations for religion, they may not want to be there. So I think that as a hospital, that could be a negative impact that they have, and that not everybody believes the same views, but overall they do treat every patient fair. However, that's just something to consider. So I really did enjoy this project because having worked for Bon Secours for a while, it really made me dig deeper into some of their missions and their values, more so than I already knew. However, I do think that their professional practice model is appropriate and that it will serve the nurse very well, being a new grad or a transfer nurse. And that's all that I have on professional practice models for Bon Secours Health System, specifically St. Mary's. Again, my name is Christina Clark, and thanks for watching.